Okay, YouTube people, this is a CAN bus based cruise that I purchased from an outfit in Great Britain. It allegedly would be much easier to install than the analog type cruises I put on my 2008 Toyota Yaris. Here's the instruction manual for the stalk itself. I always have to go through these things and say, what do they mean by this? So they give it a name. The CM35 to me is a multi-set point stalk. They call it a command module, which is confusing. Here's the stalk, and it has the wire ribbon that you need to not install into the block, connector block, until you've installed it through the plastic in your vehicle. Here's the instruction booklet, CAN bus control, and it shows a line drawing of the various parts. We're trying not to make this a Blair Witch. If this works as I take it, I plug this connector into the OBD2 port to grab my CAN high and CAN low. I hook this wire to my switched power, and in the Nissan Leaf that'll be the cigarette lighter, because it goes hot when you've enabled the car fully, and it goes dead when you don't. And then this is my female plug for the stalk, or command module as the Brits call it. So if in fact this thing works as advertised, that's all there is to it. Now, it's a universal kit. It will also hook up to your older analog type car that is not necessarily so CAN bus friendly. So after I'd interpreted the instructions completely that I could, sorry about the Blair Witch thing here, I shrink wrapped the ends of all stripped wires that are involved in the connection in a conventional fashion to your vehicle speed sensor, power continuous, and so on and so forth, so that they cannot short out, and then bundled them so that when I mount this thing up onto the dash, I don't have a bunch of haywire sticking out there. Now, on the car, of course, we have a car with airbags, and we hope we can keep from deploying one by having the negative battery terminal of the 12-volt system disconnected. So we'll patch this together with more video later. Okay, I removed the trim from the steering column of the Leaf, installed the stalk, what I call it, right under the turd signal, hopefully so that it clears inside when it's installed. I did trial fit, and it appears that it does clear everything, and it's in an ergonometrically pleasing position, much like many GMs. An original Nissan Leaf with cruise has it in the right side of the steering wheel, but this is a Leaf Model S, and so it was quite a bit less expensive than the next two trim levels above it. Okay, there's always this question of where am I going to stash all this crap on my car? So I'm going, well, looks like I might have room inside this housing. It's not auto-focusing properly, I apologize for that. So I stashed it all in, tied the wires in, used these black Phillips screws to fasten the module to the ECU to the plastic fairing. Now we got to see if it'll fit, and of course if it does, and I'm reading this right, I hook these plugs up to the throttle, this plug up to the OBD2 for CAN high and CAN low, and that wire to the cigarette lighter, and then we can go for a test drive and see if it's going to work. Okay, I have attached the plug to the OBD2 connector, and I've attached the plugs to the throttle. On the center console of this Nissan Leaf, you pull outward on the radio cover, pop it out, and then you can get to the cigarette lighter. I tried to extract a pin from the connector, couldn't do it, got a tap out, put a tap on it, which we all know is rather crude, but it works.